You want to hear the story about well, the Eva Gabor story is kind of funny, but I'm using it in my book.
Perfect.
Yes. Well, okay, it's a little brief little thing. Eva Gabor. Let's do it. Okay, Eva Gabor and I were very good friends for many years. We used to love to go to the Loman sales in New York. She would pick me up in her limousine, and we would drive out wherever it was in Brooklyn, and we would go to the sales. And we were very good friends. She was married to a fellow by the name of Richard Brown, and I was married to Jack Carter. I was early in my relationship with him. And so Eva, you know, and I we're good friends, and Jack and she are managed by Ray Katz, the same person. So they're both out of town, and Ray Katz invites me to go to P.J. Clark's. You know, it's in between one of the shows I was doing on Broadway, and I wasn't doing anything, and Eva was out of town, Jack's out of town. So Ray Katz says, you want to join Richard, her husband, and I at P.J. Clark's? I said, sure. So I go over there, we have a couple of hamburgers, and Ray Katz says, oh, it's, you know, I got to get up early tomorrow morning. Why don't you, you know, and Richard says, oh, I'll take her home. Don't worry about it. So I said, yeah, well, I don't feel like going home right now. I want to go down to the Village, maybe down to Soho, and hit some of the, you know, some of the nightclubs, and hear some of the hot singers or whatever. And Richard says, oh, well, okay, we can do that. So anyway, I said, okay, fine. So Ray Katz leaves, and Richard and I go down. It's like maybe about midnight, or we go downtown, or we go to hit some of the, you know, the in spots and everything else, and after about an hour or two, or maybe about 1 or 2 in the morning, I said, well, I think I've had it, you know, why don't you just take me home? So he has a chauffeur-driven car, so he drives me home, drops me off, and, you know, goodbye. So 8 o'clock the next morning, I get a ring on the phone, right? Pick it up. It's Eva. Paula, is Richard there? Wow, who's this, Eva? Yes, it's Eva. Is Richard there? I said, of course he's not here. What are you talking about? Was he here? Well, he didn't go home last night. I know he was with you. I said, well, what do you mean? I said, he dropped me off here at 2 o'clock in the morning. She said, I know he's with you. He's not home. I said, well, you better talk to him about it, honey, because it's not my problem. Goodbye. Hang on. I said, oh, this is too weird. Whatever Jack is, I call him up.
Louder.
I talked to Jack, and you called him up in Toronto, and I said, Jack, what's this all about? Eva calls me, and she thinks that, you know, first of all, I have to tell you, Richard was not a very attractive man. He was very rich. His name was Richard Brown, rich. Because you know the Gabors only married rich men. So anyway, Richard was really, he was an ass as far as I was concerned. You know, and the only reason I went with him down to the Village is because he had this limousine. We could drive around in it, right? And I'm friendly with him, you know. I mean, yeah, listen, Eva wants to, you know, I had this ugly guy as a husband that's fine by me. I don't give a shit, right? But now, for her to call me and accuse me of, you know, having something to do with this, anyway. I was really, when I finally woke up, I mean, you know, I went back to bed after a while. I mean, I'm not used to getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning in New York. So, well, finally got hold of Jack, because he doesn't get up early either when he's performing. He was performing up in Toronto. And I told him what happened. He says, oh, don't even bother about it. You know, you know how nutty she is. I said, no, she's not nutty. And I said, no, he's probably fooling around. And he probably, but, you know, he dropped me off, and I said, what am I supposed to do, Jack? He says, just, you know, don't worry about it. He says, you know, it'll blow over. But it really bothered me. So I didn't speak to Eva after that, and we were good friends. I mean, come on, good friends. You know, we go to all the sales together. I mean, it's close friends, right? Especially to go to Loman's. So anyway, about 5 or 6 years after that, Eva, you know, sees me and she says, you know, Paula, she says, I have to apologize to you. If I was you, I wouldn't talk to me either. That's the end of the story.